My name is Pranav Munagapati, and I am here to present a historical review of the film JSA. The film JSA was directed by Park Chan-wook and released on the first day of the 21st century, January 1st, 2000. The flawlessly produced movie was viewed by almost 500,000 people within the first week of its release, but its success did not stop there. The film went on to become the highest grossing movie in Korean film history, amassing a total of 5.8 million tickets sold during the 20-week streaming period. This title was later taken from it by the film Friend, directed by Kwak Kyung-taek. Aside from it being the highest grossing movie in 2001, it was also awarded Best Film at the 2000 Blue Dragon Film Awards and the 2001 Grand Bell Awards, two of the highest honors to receive in the Korean film industry. Park Chan-wook, the director of the film, was born in South Korea during the 60s and began his career as a film critic publishing articles reviewing contemporary cinema. He soon decided to pursue his passion for filmmaking, but his first two films actually flopped. This caused him to return to his keyboard, switching back to his original profession. 3 years after this, though, he released his best work, JSA. Park's movies are best known for their cinematography, framing, black humor, and brutal subject matters. The cast of this movie was very well selected and includes some of the biggest names in Korean film. The first character in the film is Swiss Army Major Sophie E. Jean, played by Lee Young-e. Sophie is a Korean-born major in the Swiss Army that is called upon when an unbiased official is required to investigate the dispute between North and South Korea. Sergeant Lee So-hyuk, played by Lee Byung-hun, is a South Korean sergeant in the army that is posted in the DMZ. He and his fellow soldier, Nam Sung-shik, who is played by Kim Tae-wo, end up in an interesting encounter with two North Korean soldiers. The first is Sergeant Oh Hyung-pil, played by Song Kang-ho, and the other is Jong Woo-jin, played by Shin Ha-kyung. JSA is based on the fictional novel DMZ by Park Sang-young. The plot of the film follows Sophie Jean as she aims to discover the cause of a shooting that killed two North Korean soldiers on their own side of the DMZ. The film begins with the discovery of two North Korean soldiers' bodies at the North Korean border house. Due to there being no information regarding the cause of the deaths, tensions between the North and the South rose rapidly. This resulted in a special investigation being conducted by Sophie. But there were many separate sides of the story being presented, and she didn't know which one of those was true. Actually, she had a hunch that neither of these stories were true, and that there was something else that happened that night. After presenting her evidence and reasoning to Lee So-hyuk, she was able to learn the real events that took place that night from the South Korean sergeant. It is revealed that the two South Korean soldiers, the sergeant and Nam Sung-shik, had formed a friendship with Kyung-pil and Woo-jin, two North Korean soldiers, that unarmed a trip mine the South Koreans had set off. During one of their special meetings for Woo-jin's birthday, a suspicious North Korean official happens to come across them. When the soldier discovers that the North Korean soldiers are housing and mingling with the South Koreans, tensions between the five rise and shots are fired. During this interaction, Soo-hyuk and even Kyung-pil end up taking out Woo-jin and the suspicious officer, but both the South Koreans escape back to their country wounded. Immediately after watching the movie, I was caught off guard by the portrayal of the North Korean soldiers. Growing up in the democratic nation of America, we were always taught and shown a completely different image of North Koreans. They were to be referred to and treated as almost animals. This movie, however, humanizes portrayal by displaying how they are also just like the rest of us and feel love, empathy, and pain. Outside of school and media in the Western world, even the entertainment industry manipulates us into believing this false reality about North Koreans by depicting them as cruel and brutal in all the movies and TV shows. This movie opened my eyes to how they are just people at the end of the day too, and are doing what they are required to do. Just like us, they too have friends, family, and something to fight for. The character that resonated with me the most was Sergeant Kyung-pil. Like many, he's proud of his country, but he isn't proud as a result of the brainwashing done by North Korea. When he talks about his country, he carries a sense of hope and pride. All he wants for his country is for it to be able to achieve milestones that his brother nation and other global powers did, even if it's something as little as baking those choco cakes. Unlike many other government officials and military soldiers at the time, he does not have blind devotion to his country. Although he's still very proud of and loyal to his homeland, his conscience reigns supreme and his moral compass guides his decisions, not orders. This made me realize that is probably how many North Koreans are in real life as well. They have immense love and pride for their country and hope that would prosper more and more each day. Unfortunately, they're powerless compared to the leaders of the nation, and whatever image the nation portrays and decisions the officials make reflect on them. Due to such love, they continue to be proud of their identity regardless of anything else. This movie made me realize that the issue between the two nations isn't between its people, but its leaders.